With pure coins. Oh yeah, let's talk Spurs with pure coins. Oh yeah, hey, come on in and have your say. Why don't you smash that like along the way? Let's talk Spurs with pure coins. Yeah, let's talk Spurs with pure coins. Talk Spurs with pure coins. Yes, guys, good morning. I hope everyone is well. Happy Friday. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in the West Country. It's bloody warm already, you know, typically British. Oh, yeah, I've been like, I can't wait for the warm weather to come. And as soon as we get it, I'm moaning because it's too warm and I'm sweating my nuts off. But guys, good morning. I hope you're all well. We are getting closer, right? 56-ish hours away from knowing our fate. Maybe a little bit more. But how are we going to do? Are we going to stay in the Premier League or are we heading down to the Championship? Just saying it makes me feel nervous. I'm not going to lie. Before we get into it, guys, please do me a favour. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button. Look at that. Wrong way. Yeah, something now. Yeah, smash a like, hit the subscribe. Really would appreciate it, guys, if you could. So plenty to talk about. Obviously, we had the news yesterday that Tottenham nothing's been confirmed yet, maybe doing a bus parade for the game at Everton. Before the game, line the streets, the fans being taken for mugs again. Another bus parade. Like I say, nothing's been confirmed. Hopefully it won't happen. If it does, it's an absolute bloody joke. An absolute joke. The club are just fleecing the fans for more money, and we're not seeing it. Wake up, Tottenham fans. You're being fleeced. The 2-for-1 offer will be there again. And listen, no doubt ENIC will have another record day of money earning. For me, it's a big no-no. A big no-no. More than anything, it's embarrassing, right? It is really embarrassing that we're already going down to the last game and fighting relegation. We should never be in amongst this, right? And I'm not just saying that as a Spurs fan and being a bit up myself. We should never be in this. We're the 8th or 9th richest club in world football, best stadium, best training facilities, best infrastructure anywhere. We should never be in this position. But we are. Thank you, ENIC. And listen, for me, that's embarrassing enough. Another bus parade, but winning nothing. Completely embarrassing. And listening to the 2 marks, I was on it for a little bit, got a bit upset, so I had to leave. And I think Rain said it perfectly. Big up Rain, said it absolutely perfectly. He said he went to the bus parade when Tottenham won the Europa League. Over 100,000 fans lined the streets for that evening, that afternoon. What an occasion, right? Celebrating us winning something. That bus parade since, and maybe another bus parade at the weekend, totally taints. It puts a massive tarnish on that bus parade when we actually won something. It doesn't mean as much anymore. We're doing them every week. What are we doing here? Please no. Please no. That's the last thing I will say on the bus parade. And then before I get into the chat, Christian Romero, our captain, our leader, would rather watch his favourite team play in a cup final than be Tottenham, our captain. Biggest game in our history. He'd rather be there than watching and supporting his team and being there for the fans. That says it all. The sooner he leaves, the better. Listen, there's a few players like that. Kudos. Ever since he's got injured, he's hardly been seen at the stadium. For me, these players can leave. They can do one. I want players at Tottenham actually want to be at Tottenham. But we'll see what happens, guys. Let's bring in the chat. Let's say hello. Let's say a few good mornings. It is all about you guys. I'm just very disappointed with the thought of this bus parade, and even more disappointed with Christian Romero, who, like I say, would rather be watching his favourite team back in Argentina playing a cup final than be at Tottenham, where we absolutely need every bit of support we can get. Captain should be in that changing room, driving the players on, yet he's chosen not to be. Says it all for me. He will be leaving in the summer. And for me, good riddance. See you later. And don't come back. Don't come back. Kate's in. Says, Nige, good morning, lovely. Hope you're well this morning. I am good, Kate. I'm great. Thank you very much. And she also says, Sporting Journey. Stu, good morning, my wonderful friend. I hope you are well this morning. Um, Big up, Stu. I'm guessing you must have put a message last night. As with YouTube, next morning it disappears, so I haven't seen it. But big up to you, Stu, as well. And Kate also saying hello to Pete Chambers, saying that I hope he is well. And Nige, 2 likes already done. Thank you, Kate. Much appreciated. Always supportive, and I really appreciate that. Pete Chambers is in. Said, morning, Nige, mate. I hope you and the chat are well. We'll have to watch this later. Is out and about this morning. Have a good show, guys. No worries, Pete. Have a great time. Whatever you're doing, probably getting a bacon sarnie from somewhere, Costa maybe. Who knows? And then he says, good morning to Kate as well. Rodney's in. Says, big up to all. Come on, you Spurs. Lange out. Lange has to go, right? This has to be the last game that Lange will be at Tottenham for. He cannot be at Spurs any longer. This is one that we have to actually get rid of. 100%. Lange has to go. If he's here next season, I'm not sure what to say. I'm really not. But we will see what happens with that one. Logan's in saying, morning, Nige, and the chat. Big up, everyone. I just can't wait for this season to end. It's been absolutely abysmal. I'm so frustrated. Don't think I can bear to watch the game Sunday. It's going to be a difficult watch, Logan, isn't it? Big up to you, mate. It's going to be a difficult watch. This is not going to be easy. You know, the dream would be that we come flying out of the blocks with 3 up inside 20 minutes and the game's done. We all know that's not the way it's going to go. Spurs are going to huff and a puff, and Everton will get chances, and it's going to be a really, really tough watch. But this is the position we're in. We will know by Sunday evening what division we will be playing in. Bank Holiday Monday could be a nice one, or it could be an absolutely horrific one. I'm not sure what we do as content creators if we go down. Obviously, we continue, right? We continue talking about the club we love. Doesn't matter what division we're in. But I wonder how quiet it's going to go if we go down for the first couple of weeks. It could be dead here on YouTube. We will see. We will see. But big up, Logan. Daniel fills in. Big up, Daniel. Says, we've been royally effed by the officials. Listen, there is something in it, I think. And listen, I'm not saying the officials are corrupt. Maybe I am. But no, I just think there's something in it. And it's not just Tottenham. It's not just Tottenham. I was watching a West Ham channel last night, believe it or not. Big up to you guys over there. And one of the guys on their channel said it perfectly. He said that it's not just all been dumped on City. It's almost like right, City cannot win the league, right? But we're not going to dump it all on City. We're going to spread it around to every other team apart from Arsenal. And Arsenal really haven't had a decision go against. I don't think they've lost a VAR decision this season. That's apparently what I've heard. Might be wrong, but that's what I've heard. And it just feels like they've spread out all the shit to every other team apart from Arsenal. And Spurs have definitely had their fair share of it. We have been very unlucky with VAR this season. We haven't got many decisions, if any. I can't remember many that have gone our way. But it is what it is. It doesn't hide the fact that we are a shit football team, that we have terrible owners, and the people in charge of the football haven't really got a clue. You know, we've taken this long to get a manager in who seems, touch wood, seems to have some idea of what he's doing. Other than that, we have been terrible, absolutely terrible. Kate says, Pete Chambers, hi, lovely, just been out for a paper. Hope you have a great day. It is a beautiful day out. Daniel says, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Absolutely. As Sava would say, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope you're well. Bob is in. Big up Bob says, morning, Nigel, to all in the chat. We need to get at least a point, or better still, a rare win. Come on, you Spurs. There is no reason. There is no reason why we can't get a win, right? We have the players. And that's the frustration for me, is that we have got the players. Just for whatever reason, they're not turning up currently. They're not playing. And on one hand, it's really good that we're playing at home, last game of the season. On the other hand, is not, because our home form is so horrific. It's so horrific. And like I said before, like I said yesterday, the last thing I want to see is if we survive, if we get that win, if we get that point and we stay up, I do not want to see the players celebrating in front of the South Stand. I don't want to see that, you know. Walking around the pitch with Tottenham flags and scarves and hats on, singing and dancing. Don't want to see it. Go round, clap the fans, get off the pitch. Sure, it's your last game, so you have to come back out. I get that. Whether the fans will be there or not, I don't know. But please don't do that. It's embarrassing enough that we're down now. Let's just get the job done, save face, and get off. But listen, we'll see what happens with it. It's going to be an afternoon. I've heard rumours that it could get a bit tasty. I've heard rumours that it could get a bit tasty. This is just from other YouTube shows, by the way, that you know there could be things could kick off if things don't go our way. So listen, let's just see. Let's hope it doesn't get to that. Let's hope we just win the game. We stay up. We get off the pitch. We hide for a couple of weeks, and then come back out really ready to fight for next season. I think that would be the best way for me. Daniel says, hey to Kate. And Daniel says, F the bus parade. Absolutely. It cannot happen, mate. It really can't. Probably will, but it can't. Kate says, Daniel, good morning, Daniel. I hope you're well, lovely. Bob says, and our club captain being at another ground on the last day of our poor season. That, for me, just sums it up. Just sums it up. Romero not being our captain. It's not like he's just a squad player. Our captain not being at the ground for the biggest game. And I think I can say this. I'm 45. I was going to say I'm 45 years old. I bloody wish. I think I can say this. I've supported Spurs 45 years. The biggest game in Tottenham's history, right? Because we went down in 77. Sure, we did. But the money wasn't in the game then. The money wasn't in the game, and Spurs were still a massive club. They were probably always going to come straight back up. The difference is now so much money in the game. We cannot afford to go down. It will be catastrophic to Tottenham if we go down. And I'm not sure we come straight back up. So it is the biggest game in our history. And our captain and our leader has fucked off to Argentina. Do you know what I say? Don't let him back in the country. Let him stay down. I don't want to see him now. I don't want to see him at Spurs again. If that is the situation, I really don't. Daniel says, thanks, Kate. Doing okay apart from this team. Absolutely. This team are an absolute joke. Guys, if you haven't, please do me a favour. Please smash that like. Hit that subscribe button. Really would mean the world. Queen Ellie's in. Morning, Queen Ellie says, good morning, Nige. What is the big gossip, or what's more disgraceful, PGMOL or Romero not being at our match on Sunday? I think they both need to take a big slice of the pie, but for me, Romero, unforgivable. Unforgivable, and it just shows us where his head is, right? Just shows us where his head is. He's not interested in playing for Spurs. He's checked out, and that's fine. That's fine. Um, it is what it is. For me, let him go. Let him go. Bye bye, Romero. And then we look at other players like a Ben Davis, and people will turn their nose up at Ben Davis. But a real leader, a real captain, he's there every single game. Every single home game. Ben Davis is there, and he will be there on Sunday. You can guarantee it. And listen, he may not be the best player in the world, but what he does, he puts Tottenham Hotspur first. And as fans, that's what we want our players to do, right? Put Tottenham first before anything else. Maybe selfishly sometimes. Put Tottenham before your family. It's what we want. It's what we expect. And Ben Davis does. Romero doesn't. and other players don't as well. It is what it is. We are where we are, and let's see where we end up. Ghost is saying, big up, Nige, big up, Ghosted, mate. I hope you're well. And Cookie is in, said, morning, Nige, and all in the chat. Good morning to you, Cookie. I hope you're well, buddy. Kate says, what a knobhead, shite captain. Should never have been captain. Goodbye. Good riddance. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Kate. You said it perfectly. This guy he's shown his true colours now. He really has. Daniel saying, big up to Ghosted. Andrew's in. Said, I think the bus parade request comes from the club, not Deserby. 100%, mate. Comes from the club. And we know why, right? Because it's a money-making thing. Record sales, the last bus parade. Enoch are like, shit, we go down. We need to make some money quick here. Let's have a bus parade. Fans are full for it. They'll come along, 2 for 1. Might even offer them a pasty as well. Who knows? Is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke, and it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. It really is. And I just hope they don't do it. But they probably will. They probably will. It is what it is, guys. Keep smashing that like button. F. Sanks in said, morning, Nige. I'm still in disbelief that we are doing another relegation parade, mate. Like I said, I don't know whether any of you know in here whether it's been made official yet. As far as I'm aware, it's not been made official. But I'm lost for words, mate. I am lost for words. I really am. Alex is in. Big up, Alex. Says, big up, Nice. Don't get used to me being nice. I know I was shocked last night. I was shocked, but appreciative. Thank you, mate. I hope you're well. And yeah, no, I won't. Don't worry. Don't worry. I won't. Lee's in, saying hello, everyone. Big up, Lee. I hope you're well, buddy. And Queen Ellie says, hey, Kate, wet lettuce. Puppet has to go regardless if we stay up or get relegated. Absolutely. Has to go, right? I've never known a club, right, or any organization have people doing their jobs who are so bad and they just keep them or they promote them. It's beyond laughable. This guy has to go. He has to go. It's going to be interesting to see what happens after the game, right? At that final whistle, whether the fans are going to unite, whether we're going to stand up, man, child, and woman, whoever, stand up and chant for Enoch out, chant for Lange out. You know, we need to make our voices heard. We absolutely do, and hopefully they will. I hope it doesn't get toxic. I hope it doesn't get nasty. But listen, if we lose, if we go down, you bet your bottom dollar is going to get nasty. It's not going to be a pleasant place to be. And let's see what happens. Lee says, everyone hit the like button and the subscribe button. Absolutely. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And if you haven't, get over to Lee Stay from TV. Give him a sub. Give him a sub. He's absolutely flying at the moment. And big Leeds United fan. And Leeds United will be in the Premier League next season. F. Sank said to 2 Mark Show, morning, Cookie. I hope all is well. Ellie saying, Alex. Kate said, Ghosted, good morning. Ghosted, Logan said good morning to Cookie. Tottenham Therapy's in. Send big up, Nice. Smash the like, mate. Hope you are good. Big up, Tottenham Therapy. Big up, Ant. Hope you're well, buddy. And no doubt you will be live tonight, 9 p.m. Let's see what you have to say about this bus parade, mate. It's going to be interesting. But big up to you. Cookie is saying, F Sank, all good, mate. Thank you. Ellie saying, smash the living daylights out of that like button. Share Nigel's link. Absolutely, guys. If you haven't, if you can, share my link. It would be much appreciated. I've done the rounds on social media this morning, and listen, sometimes I don't like to do it. I don't like to annoy people. I don't like to be like, oh, I've got to put my link. But you know what? To get out there, you got to do it. And it is what it is. I've known that from having my own business as well, that, you know, you're not going to get work unless you put the links out there. So you got to do what you got to do, guys. But yeah, smash the living daylights. I love that. Smash the living daylights out of the like button. Cookie saying good morning to Logan. Andrew saying you'll wait years for a bus parade in the street coming in it. It's typically Spurs, right? It is so Spurs. We make ourselves a laughing stock at times. Cannot get over it. Oh, the bin men's out. Can't get over it. Terrible. Kate says, Queen Ellie, good morning, lovely lady. Wet lettuce, the wanker out. Absolutely. And Cookie said, good morning to the Queen. Paige is in. Big up, Paige. Says, morning, peeps. And then she says, hit the like and subscribe button. Absolutely. So, guys, how do we line up Sunday? Right? How do we line up? Do we change anything? Is Mawani going to start in that right wing position? Or is it time just to leave him out? Just leave Mawani out. Maybe it is time. Leave him on the bench. Maybe he'd be an option to come from the bench as a striker instead of a right winger. Who do we then play on the right? Do we push Porro up? What's happening with Spence? Has he got a broken jaw? Apparently, I'm hearing he's got a broken jaw. So that means he could be out, right, on Sunday. Another injury. Is that the case? I'm not sure. Like I say, not heard anything officially, but hearing rumours that he has broken his jaw. Daniel Field saying good morning. And Ghost is saying, Daniel Field, big up. Kate, send a 2 mark show. Morning, handsome. Hope you're well, lovely. Everyone's saying hello to each other, which is absolutely fantastic. Corey's in. And Corey says it's effed up that we're in this situation. Ninth richest club in world football. Run like we're all Weatherspoons. Cheap menus, choices, and cheap beer to keep the clueless happy. And listen, they're making a fortune out of us, right? They're making a fortune out of us. And even when we are at our lowest, even when we are on our knees, they still try to fleece us for even more, which sums this club up. It sums this ownership up, and it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed right now to be a Tottenham fan. The more I think about it, the more angry I get as I spitting onto my laptop. The more angry I get. So I have to try to be calm, be as calm as possible. Kate says we haven't got a bloody front three. Absolutely dreadful load of shite. Again, bang on, bang on. Our front three is the worst front three I've ever known in my 45 years of supporting Spurs. Us have, right? It's the worst. You know, I can remember when we signed Gregor Raziak on loan. I can remember when we signed Andy Booth on loan. Neither of them scored a goal for Spurs. But you know what? They're better than the shit we got now. Maybe not Raziak. Um, Maybe not Booth either, to be honest. They were both pretty poor, but they did well at their respective clubs. They did well at Southampton. They did well at Sheffield Wednesday. For whatever reason, didn't happen at Spurs. They weren't very good strikers. They were bought in as stopgaps, if you like. These players that we brought in, they haven't been bought in as stopgaps. They've been bought in as number ones. Come in and start. And the worst strike force ever in the history of Tottenham Hotspur, I'd say. I don't know what our strike force was like in the 70s, guys. Any older fans there could let me know. Did we have a better strike force in the 70s than we have right now? Because right now it's like I say, it's embarrassing. I look at it and I'm like, oh my god. Daniel says, I've never known such a piss poor home performance of late. We're terrible at home, mate. Terrible. We look terrified when we play at home, right? We look scared. We look scared to attack. We don't want the ball. There's no composure. And if we go a goal down on Sunday, guys, if we go a goal down on Sunday, I hate to think how we're going to react to it, because all season when we've gone behind, we've been terrible and we can't afford it. And there's every chance Everton could take the lead. You know, Everton are a good side. They're a big side. It's going to be a really tough game. Jimmy said, morning, Nige, and the chat. Big up, everyone. Big up to you, Jimmy. How you doing, mate? Drop your team in for Sunday. I know you like to do it. Who would you have on the right? Let us know. Would you start Maddison? A lot of calls for Maddison to start. Cookie said yesterday with Ellie that he will start Maddison. Just play him for the first half, and if he has to come off at half time, then fine. But start our strongest team. I don't know. Is that an option? I think it's unlikely, but listen, I wouldn't be against it. But let's see what kind of team is De Zerbi going to pick. Gavin Young's in saying this weekend I will be a Leeds supporter since I don't trust Spurs to get the points. No, it's 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 a massive game, right? It is a massive game. Hopefully Leeds can do us a favour. We shouldn't need Leeds to do us a favour. We should be able to do it ourselves, but we can't trust Tottenham to do it themselves, can we? So fingers crossed, Leeds turn up and at least just don't lose. Just don't lose, and we're safe. The last thing I want though is Leeds and West Ham to be drawing and us to be losing by the odd goal and then going into injury time. That would be horrific, wouldn't it? Absolutely horrific. Logan said, I've heard that as well, Nige. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jed Spence. Has he got a broken jaw or not? Kate saying, I am well, handsome. Thank you. To Cookie, not me, Cookie. Logan saying, I was done with Romero ages ago. The guy is a liability. He's shown us true colours, mate. He's shown us true colours. He can go as far as I'm concerned. Jimmy said, only at this club would a bus parade happen. Absolutely unbelievable after this awful, awful season. Just stay up. Bang on, Jimmy. I am so frustrated. So frustrated that any fan can think that a bus parade is a good idea. Like I said, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed as a Spurs fan that we are where we are. Simple as that. I'm embarrassed. The last thing I want is to be laughed at even more. We are the joke of the Premier League. Every single fan of every single club must look at us and being like, oh my God, have you seen what that Tottenham are doing? They're doing a bus parade for a relegation fight. Why a bus parade? Why do we have to have a bus coming in? Why does a bus even have to be involved? Line the fucking streets if you want. Get your flares out. Love it. Chant for Tottenham. Love it. We don't need to see a bus come in. I don't understand why a bus has to be part of it. It just adds to the embarrassment. Just get together, boys. Line the streets. Line the streets with flares. Get in that stadium with flags. A massive tifo. Do whatever you can, but don't fucking involve a bus. Whatever you do. That's all I got to say on it. And we all know they won't even be in the bloody bus, so it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Cookie says, that's because Romero don't care. He knows he's gone and he don't give a toss. Nige Romero, a bellend of the highest order. Worst captain ever. I'd agree. I think he has been the worst captain ever. He's part of the reason why we're in this position, right? And listen, on his day, he can be a fantastic player. I'm not going to totally slam him as a player. On his day, he's a very good player, but he doesn't have enough of those days. He's either an 8 or a 2, and he's let us down so many times. And for me, as our captain, he should be front and centre. He should be in that changing room. He should be on that pitch. He should be on the bench. He should be the first person you see off his seat constantly, berating the players like the manager would. As the captain, he should be there. The fact that he's not, fuck off, son. Don't want you here anymore. Don't want you here. Pagey says, sorry if I missed your message in the chat. I'm outside enjoying the sun with my 5 cats. Bit difficult to read chat. All good. All good. It is a beautiful day. Hopefully, I'm not going to get out of it today. I've got to go to work. But listen, enjoy the sun. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Let's hope. Let's hope it remains a beautiful weekend and Spurs don't ruin it. Because if they do, I'm going to be pissed. And I'm guessing a lot of you are. Listen, guys, I'm getting some beers in Sunday because I can watch it sober. I really can. It's going to be an interesting watch for sure. Ryan's in saying, morning, Nigel chat. Romero being used as a scapegoat by these rat owners. Don't get me wrong. He is still a rat himself. Both him and the owners need to be gone and good riddance when they go. Listen, you have a point, right? You have a point. I don't think the ownership should have let him go. As a club, we should say, no, you're our captain. You stay. The fact that they've let him go says it all. I think the ownership don't care. Romero don't care. Let them all go. Let them all go. I don't care anymore. I just want to stay in the Premier League. Kate says, Romero, a disgrace as a captain. Not played anyway. F off Romero. Absolutely. And Logan says, completely agree. Ben Davies more of a captain than Romero. 100%. Agreed, mate. And it's not always about the quality of player. Sometimes you need a leader in that dressing room. And for me, Ben Davies gives more leadership than Romero ever has. ever. Jimmy says, "Morning, Cookie. Captain fantastic. He's just not showing his true colours. Never want to see him again in a Spurs shirt." Absolutely agreed. I think we're all pretty much in agreement with the Romero situation. And Corey says, "Cootie has shot himself in the foot. Him hoping for a big club, walking coming again. He's acting like a spoiled child. I'm hoping his career rots now. I'm choosing there to be." Yeah, listen, he's not. He's been an idiot, right? He's been an idiot. I just want to see the back of him. I don't care where he goes. He can go to Real Madrid. He can go to Barcelona. He can go wherever he wants. He can go and win a load of trophies. Don't care. Just don't want him anywhere near Spurs anymore. We need players that want to play for Spurs, that want to put that shirt on, like we all do. Yeah, I can remember getting Spurs, not so much now. I'm in my 50s, but before I'd get a Spurs shirt, you put it on, you'd look at that badge and you'd be like, "Oh, this shirt's fucking brilliant." I want players like that who wear that shirt and be like, "This is the best shirt ever." I just want to get on that pitch and run through a wall for Tottenham and these fans. And listen, there's not many of those players around anymore because there's so much money in the game. But if we could pick a couple up, that would be fantastic. Um, yeah, and then he says back in this as well is shocking. Absolutely is. 100% agree. Ghost is saying, "I'm happy to sell any player in this squad. They've all contributed to 38 losses over 2 seasons." I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement. Like I say, if I had to keep a couple, yes, I would like to keep Madison. Yes, I probably would keep Van der Ven and I would keep Danzo, and they would be the three. The rest, if I woke up in the morning, I mean, even those three, if I woke up tomorrow morning or was at work and I had a notification on my phone saying Van der Ven's joining Barcelona for 80 million, brilliant. See you later, mate. Wouldn't really care if any of them leave. Um, the only one, like I said, the only one I have a soft spot for is Matters. And that's because he gets it. He talks. He talks like the fans talk. And listen, he may not mean it, but he says it. And it's one way to get fans on board, in my opinion. Cookie says the bus parade can do one, Nige. It never worked last time. Absolutely, Cookie. And you were there, mate. You were there. We ended up getting absolutely spanked by Forest 3-0. And listen, it could have been more in that game as well. So a bus parade is an absolute no-no. Like I say, you can do a parade as such, as in you can line the streets with flares and be really vocal and get behind the team. Absolutely. Just don't include a bus because that's embarrassing. It really is. Corey says Lange is like that bloke at work that is shit at everything, but it's kept around because he's a manager's puppet. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Gavin says Romero's missing for at least 8 games per season through red card. Glad he's going. Agree with that as well. Yeah, he misses at least 5 or 6, maybe 8 even games with red cards, and another 4, 5, 6 with injuries. So he's a waste of time. He really is. Daniel says, "Kate, you make me laugh." Um, Ellie says the reason Lange kept his job is he wields Enix lies nice. Yeah, he does. He's, like many people said, he's their puppet. He's their shield, isn't he? Everything can just deflect off Lange. But listen, it is what it is. Daniel says, "Agree. Romero wasn't captain material. He wasn't." Agreed. Finn's in said, "Morning, Nige. If only the suits at Tottenham were as quick to get new players in January as they were to take down the Europa Cup winners sign from the front of the stadium." Is that down now? Is it? I mean, I guess it has to be, but yeah, listen, it is what it is. We are never gonna make these kind of signings. Joshua coming in with the clowns. I don't know who. Arsenal, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Daniel says, "Cookie, it was a ghost bust." Carl's in, said, "Good morning, Nigel." And chat morning to you, Carl. I hope you're well, mate. Vindaloo's in, said, "Big up, Nigel. I see encouraging signs from Kinky. He kept a clean sheet at the bridge for at least 16 minutes. The club captain not turning up on Sunday is a great tactical move from the club." Yeah. Don't know what to say to that, mate. It's shocking. Listen, for me, all jokes aside, I thought Kinski's actually been really good since he's come back. But Romero not been there. is an absolute farce, mate. It really is. Big up to you, Vindaloo. How you doing? How are you coping being champions? It must be a weight off your shoulders. And listen, Arsenal deserve it. Deserve it, right? Cookie says, Daniel, it's a joke, mate. Who are you gonna call? Wembers is in, said morning Nige and all in the chat. The heat on Sunday is going to be a major influence on the game. It will need a 16-man game. And the likes of Biss, Sark, Gray, and as well Matters all coming on. Yeah, listen, I'm just hoping, Wembers, big up to you, mate, that we get the job done in the first half an hour. As unlikely as it seems, right? Get the job done, get a couple of goals up, and then we can manage the game out. But we all know it's probably not going to happen that way. Ghost is then bus parade is embarrassing, but so are a lot of our fans to make it make sense. True, true. Vindaloo said, organising a bus parade, you realise you're witnessing greatness at first hand. I mean, listen, it is what it is. Let's see how many you get for your bus parade. Will you get, I don't know, 10,000 maybe? You know, but we get 20,000 for a relegation party. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Carl says, I have a feeling we might see Souza or Mason Melia play. That would be a massive, massive call, wouldn't it? Final game of the season to play. Not so much Souza, because he's played a couple of halves here and now, though he's not played under De Zerbi yet. But Mason Melia play Sunday. That would be a huge, huge call. And who would you drop? So would you play Richarlison off the left, Tell off the right, and Amelia is your striker? Now that's a call that I, I'm not sure about that. That's a big call, Carl. But we will see. Maybe off the bench. Maybe off the bench, right? Might see Amelia off the bench. We might need a striker to score a goal. We might be in a bad position. We will see. Jimmy says my team for the Everton game is Kinski, Spence, VDV, Danzo, Udogi, Polinia, Gallagher, Bentancur, Porro right wing, Tal, Richarlison in a 4-2-3-1 formation. I quite like it, mate. That's probably pretty much the team I would go for. The only concern is Spence, of course, because we don't know if he's got that broken jaw or not. And if he has, then would he be out? Would it be enough to keep him out? Never had a broken jaw, so I don't know what it feels like. I don't know whether it's something you can play with or not. We will see. We will see. I'm just going through the chat of people talking to each other, which is fantastic. Gibbo's in, saying good morning. Morning, Gibbo. I hope you're well, mate. And Bob says, give some of the youth team a chance. Forget saying they're not good enough. They are much better than the crap we have up front. Kind of in agreement, but again, it's a big old call to play youngsters in the last game of the season in a must-win game, the biggest game in Tottenham's history. For me, we're just going to have to go with the shit we've got, and hope they can do something. I'm not against bringing on a young player off the bench, mind. You know, I'm really not. But to start, I'm not sure. But big up to you, Bob. But Beto's in, saying, hey, brother, big up to you, mate. I hope you're well. And Gibbo says, Madders can't start. Better bring him on than to start him. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think he said it himself, right? He said it himself that he's not fit enough yet. And it would be catastrophic to his career if he got an injury again. So they are really managing his minutes. I think he maybe got a little bit too many more. I think he got more minutes than he expected against Chelsea. I'd expect him to see maybe the last 20 minutes against Everton if we need him. I'm hoping we don't need him, Gibbo. I'm hoping that we can just do the job and, we don't need to see Maddison. But let's see what happens. Wember says, even around the time we went down, we had strikers like John Duncan and Chris Jones who knew where the goal was and they could take a chance, unlike the current useless Shower. It's an embarrassment, mate, isn't it, Wembers? It's an embarrassment. We are strikers. Richarlison, our top goal scorer. I'm lost for words. He wouldn't be fifth choice if we go, but even the early 2000s or the mid 2000s when we had Keane and Berbatov, Defoe, Mido, Pavlyuchenko, whoever, together. Richarlison wouldn't touch any of them. He wouldn't get anywhere near any of them. Um, oh, bollocks. Does not meet the criteria. You need to ask someone else. Shit, shit, shit. Okay, that's not good. Um, yeah, it's not good. Finn said, like you said, Nigel, all our strikers have been through it in a in as number ones, but they all turned out to be number twos. Absolutely agree. Andrew says, if you want confirmation of the PGMOL's anti-Spurs bias, wait for Sunday when Michael Oliver is wearing a Premier League winners medal. Yeah, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. PGMO, a bit of a joke, aren't they? Gibbo said, Nige, thoughts on Romero being in Argentina and not here for the last game? Kind of touched on it already, Gibbo, but shocking, mate. Shocking. It's he's our leader, he's our captain. He should be with the team. He absolutely should be with the team. Regardless. I get it, he's not playing, but he should be front and centre. He should be in that changing room, geeing up the players, and he should be on that bench. He should be off the bench every 5 minutes, telling the players what he wants. He's our captain, he's our leader, and he's chosen to go and watch his favourite team play in the cup final. Says it all. Get out of the club for I can. I want him gone. I want him gone now. And he's probably going anyway. Beto says, my apologies, meant to put a it's all right, mate. I don't mind. I don't mind. It's all good. Machina Joe's in, saying good day, Nige. How's it going, mate? I nearly said that in an Australia. Good day, mate. Good day, Nige. How's it going, mate? Listen to Thorino Barry come off the bench 16 times, and we've conceded 16 goals after he comes on. 33 goals conceded when he's playing, only 19 when Beto's went. Well, let's hope that Barry's playing at the weekend. That would be fantastic. Unlikely though, right? He might come from the bench. He has scored a couple of goals though, right? Scored a couple against City, didn't he? So he's not terrible, but I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Ellie saying we had the great Martin Chivers in the 70s. God bless his soul when he had and we had Super Scott, John Duncan, and later Chris Jones and Ian Moores. God bless his soul too. Absolutely, of course. Forgot Big Chiv, but yeah, I was a bit young in the 70s to really know who was playing up front. When I first started supporting Spurs, it was Archibald and Crooks. They were my front two. And Mark Falco. I loved Mark Falco. Listen, he wasn't the best goal scorer. He didn't score loads and loads of goals, but he was a big game player. Always scored big goals in big games. And he had an exotic name. So I love Falco. He was a great striker for Spurs. Ronnie's in. Saying big up. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Ronnie. Let's hope, mate. Let's hope. Fingers and toes and everything we can cross for Sunday's game. And Ellie says better wingers too with Jimmy Neighbour and Peter Taylor, both better. Yeah, I remember Peter Taylor. Don't remember Jimmy Neighbour, but I do recognise the name. Absolutely. Carl said it's mad how the club has spun that bus parade into being Robert De Zerbi's idea. I doubt he really wants it. No, it's the last thing he wants. He said during the first one, didn't he? Because weren't we going to do one straight after the Forest game for the next home game? And De Zerbi is like, nah, too much pressure on the players. You know, let's keep it low, keep it on the low, and we should be keeping it on the low now. Like I say, it's embarrassing enough we're down now. Let's not do it. Let's not do it. Gibbo says that the bus thing seems more of a money grab than from the higher ups and the De Zerbi wanting it. 100%, mate. They saw that they made record sales in the Forest game, and they're seeing the pound signs. It's like these Spurs fans, they're mugs. They'll do it. They'll pay it. Listen, it is what it is. I've actually not got a problem with the fans lining the streets and getting behind the team. I've not got a problem with the club then saying, cool, you can have 2 for 1. Just don't get a bus involved. Don't be cheering a bus in because that's embarrassing. These players don't deserve that. They don't deserve it. What they deserve is for us to get behind the team on the pitch for 90 minutes and at the end of the game, boo Enoch and make our feelings known about how upset we are with this board because it's an absolute disgrace. Kate says, Nige, I don't drink, not had one in 20 odd years, but bought some lager for Sunday. Be off my face. Listen, I'm the same. I'm not a massive drinker either, but I'm gonna need a couple. Gonna need a couple at the weekend. But Kate, go easy. Go easy. Don't drink too much. The last thing we want is you throwing up all night. That wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good. We've all done it in our teens and probably 20s, but yeah, listen, hey, I've not thrown up for a little while. Is not something I like doing. Gavin says we should dig Jimmy Greaves up and put him in up front. He'd be better than the strikers we got. Probably listen, our strike force is shocking, right? It is shocking. And it's a bit embarrassing. It's a bit embarrassing, but this is where we are. Beto says, why can't the fans show up in the bus singing and chanting like the good old days? What we need to do, right, is do that in the ground, yeah. Beto, we need to do that in the ground and get a chance going. But as what's been said before, there isn't really any chance in the ground anymore. You know, every time I go, the chance you get are the "Come on, you Spurs," and it's just like, as much as it's a great chant, of course, it's our chant. It's a bit dull. I want to see something more. I want some of the old chants to come out, but they just don't. It is what it is. Machina Joe says Moise Clang keeps bringing Barry on in the 60th, 70th minute, and Everton either lose the lead or go behind every time without fail. Good news for Spurs. Barry's sheer presence is enough to concede. Listen, we're Spursy, mate. It will go the other way. Barry will come on, score a brace, and Tottenham won't score. Let's hope. Listen, let's hope that works for us in our favour at the weekend. Just going down the chat, guys. I'm terrified. I'm terrified for the weekend. I really am. Really am terrified. Um, Sholam says, I mean, Everton has a bad record against Spurs. They do. Listen, we've got a really good record against Everton, and I've been saying it all season. I'd rather play Everton last game of the season than any other team because our home record against Everton is good. The problem is our home record in general over the last 2 years has been terrible. So it doesn't give me confidence that it's going to be suddenly improved. You know, we had a great home record against Leeds. We drew 1-1. And listen, we only need a point. We only need a point. So let's see how it goes. Big up to you, Sholam. Gibbo says the pigeon to get the winning goal against his old club to keep us up. Listen, I take it. I would absolutely take it. It's going to be an emotional game, isn't it, at the weekend, guys? For me, it's going to be a really emotional game. Big up, Bindaloo. Take care, buddy. In a bit. And Ronnie says his team is Kinski, Porro, Danzo, VDB, Spence, Lolo, Basuma, Bergval, Gallagher, Tau, and Richie. Again, yeah, I don't mind that side either. I don't think it matters who we play. Whoever we play, they just have to turn up, give absolutely everything, and hope that we can do the job. It is pure hopium now because it's the side where they've shown in certain games they can turn up. More often than not, they've shown that they can, and it's not good. It really isn't good. Um, Daniel says the pigeon always pulls something out of the bag. Let's hope he does it the weekend, guys. If you haven't, please smash a like. It really does mean the world. And hit that subscribe button. Picked up no subs yet this morning, so a couple of subs would be absolutely fantastic. Machina Joe says sure, Spurs should do deep proper backline checks before buying Argentine players. Maybe Romero had relatives involved in or in lost in the Falkland Wars. I'm serious. Listen, we've got very good record of signing Argentine players. You know, we've had a lot of them over the years. Some of them turned out to be greats for Tottenham. So I don't know. Listen, it is what it is. It's just very disappointing that he's not here. He's not here. It really is. Kate says, why is Spence in the England team? Are people going mad? I think it sums up the England team at the moment, right? It really does. We've not got a great squad. People think we're going to win it this year. I don't see it. Hope we do, of course, but I just don't see it. And Kate says the reason we are in this mess is bloody wanker Lange not doing his job properly in the transfer window. Absolutely, Kate. If we're just brought in two players in January, even if they're on loan, that could have made the world of difference. I don't think we'd be in this position. I really don't. Look at West Ham. They were so far out, so far down, it was unreal. They made a couple of signings, Tatty being one of them, and look at the difference it's made. You know, they've got themselves in a position where they have a chance of escaping relegation, whereas before they were dead and buried. And Spurs, we stood still, we did nothing. Lange didn't want to panic, and look where we are now. Melton, big up Melton, says, I'm embarrassed to be a fan. We're run by a woke bunch of retards. Listen, strong words, mate. Strong words, and it's hard to disagree. It's embarrassing to be a fan at the moment of Spurs. It really is. Machina Joe said I wouldn't have picked Spence for England. I'm not sure who we got in those fullback positions, though, mate. That's the problem, isn't it? Well, I don't think we've got great fullbacks anymore. But it is what it is. Pete says currently on the bus into town. Any chance you guys can come along and cheer me on? I wish, mate. I'd love to take a day off down to Bournemouth. It'd be lovely. Gabbo said, apparently Kinski needs surgery in the summer. Is this a way of a bring Vic in for the last game? Guys, what do we think about bringing Vic in for the last game? For me, is a massive no. I wouldn't have him. But if Kinski's injured, obviously we haven't got a lot of choice. Depends how serious the injury is, I guess. Um, but listen, I don't want to see Vicario's another one. I don't really want to see him in the side. I think he's let us down too many times, and it looks like he's on his way. But I will say about Vicario, he's always out. He's always standing up. He's always shouting proud for Spurs. And even when he's not playing, you can see him. So listen, all love for Vicario for that. But I would be starting with Kinski, I think, at the weekend. But I don't know. Daniel said, Machina Joe Spurs have always had a connection with the Argentines. Big up. We have. Absolutely. Kate says, Daniel, wait till I have a drink on Sunday, lovely. Over 20 odd years since I had one. Yeah, listen, hey, the chat could get a bit tasty on Sunday during the game, the watch along with the 2 marks. It could get a bit tasty. Rudolph saying, good morning. There is no point in talking about who we could have signed, as that is literally gets us no points. You're right. What is more relevant is how we get at least a point on Sunday. I don't want to talk about Romero. Well, luckily, Rudolph, we've talked about Romero already, so that's done. How do we get a point? And tell us, mate. How do we get a point on Sunday? I don't know. I don't know. Just play the way we play, I guess. And hope is pure hopium for me. But how would you set up to get us a point on Sunday? Interesting conversation. Pete says, Kate, you sure make sure you have eaten before you have a beer? Absolutely. Line your stomach. Line your stomach. Cookie says, large portions of Jack Daniels for the watch along on Sunday, straight with ice. Got a feeling I'm gonna need it. Absolutely, mate. You are. I got a feeling there's gonna be tears regardless. We stay up or go down. There's going to be tears at the end of that game and during that game. It's going to be an emotional wash, I think, for all of us. Kate says, Pete James, you probably won't be able to eat, lovely, so it will be fun. Probably won't be able. Yeah, listen, it's going to be a nervy day, isn't it? It's going to be a nervy day. Wemba says, I've got more chance of coming on Sunday than Mason, coming on Sunday than Mason Melia. Yeah, I don't see it. Don't see it. But you never know. You never know. Rudolph says, look, I don't care how many fans Arsenal get on their bus parade. That is their business, not ours. Drop Mawani, push Power the right wing to relentlessly cross, replacing with Spence, who is a better defender. Okay? Just laying it out. Just absolutely. This is it. This. All right. I'm off. Listen, I'd be happy with that team, Rudolph. I really would. I'd be happy with that team. My only concern is Spence fit? If he's broken his jaw. I'm not sure whether you can play with a broken jaw. Never had one. But and I don't want one. Thank you. I don't want one. So let's see. Hopefully he can play. Machina Joe says Melton, yes. And a lot of the fan base are inclined that way too. Rudolph says we should reflect on the fact that in the team which create very few scoring chances, Richarlison has scored more than 10 goals. I'm not saying is what we need, but his score if we can create chances. And listen, he's not the best striker in the world. He's not, and he's one that I wouldn't have anywhere near the Tottenham side next season. But if you want to get the best out of Richarlison, we need to get the ball in the box. Um, Forget about his miss at the weekend against Chelsea. You know, when he headed it wide, he was offside. The main thing is we need to get the ball in. Every good chance we create normally are from crosses, and it was so frustrating watching on Tuesday night getting into good areas and not getting that ball in. So many times we had the chance, and so many times we'd recycle, we'd go back, we'd go side. Get the ball in the box, and we might score goals. I'm in agreement. Trying to play through lines, not Richarlison's game. Get the ball into him, and let's see what he can do. Um, Ellie said, Nigel, Richie will be our championship number 9 as he's in no longer Brazil's number 9. This will be our reality, I believe. I hope not, Ellie. I really do. I hope not. Saying that, he'd probably do okay in the championship, but we're not going down, Ellie, so we'll be fine. I see Richarlison going back to Everton next season. I really do. I think he's got Everton waiting for him. And listen, he's a cult hero at Everton, and he will score goals at Everton. You know, and it is what it is. I don't know, for whatever reason, he's just not Tottenham, is he? He's just not Tottenham for me. Ghosted. I might have to block you, mate. He says I'd sell Madison in the summer. The bloke is never there when we need him. No guarantees he stays fit for long. Oh, listen, you've got a point. He's never fit long enough, is he? But listen, for me, he'd be a player that I'd keep personally. But to each your own, right? To each your own. We can't all like the same players. And listen, if I woke up in the morning and it said Madison was off to Coventry or another Premier League side or whatever, then yes, I'd be like, oh, that's a shame, but I wouldn't be too affected by it. It wouldn't ruin my day. It is what it is. Joe's in, big up Joe, send the 2 marks. Show you can't unhide my comments from your lives. Oh, I didn't hide anything, Joe. Joe, listen, you need to get a grip, mate. I didn't hide any of your comments, right? I have no interest in you. Okay. You say this a lot. You bring up other YouTubers when you come into chats. Yeah, you're constantly bringing up other. All we want to do is talk football, right? You say I hid your comments. I never hid your. I wouldn't know how to hide your comments. So get over it. You're welcome in here, but let's talk football. Yeah, let's just talk football. Not interested in he said, she said. I've not hid any comments. Um, when the 2 marks are on, I'm usually driving to work. So get over it, buddy. Get over it, mate. Jimmy said, wouldn't not turning up for the parade send a clearer message to the board? Probably, but the fans will do it, right? The fans will turn up because that's what they do. That's what they do is a 2-for-1 offer. And listen, I don't blame the fans so much. I really don't. The fans have got to do what they got to do. We support Spurs in different ways, right? I just think the board are fleecing the fans, and it is what it is. Rudolph says there was no point in talking about players we don't have. It literally gets us no points. We play with the players we have and not the ones we wish. We can talk about Romero on Monday and not before then. Okay. Okay, Rudolph. The problem is, mate, as a creator, you have to talk about things that are in the news. You can't just talk about what's the team going to be for 90 minutes because the show would end pretty quickly. You have to talk about things that are happening around Spurs. But listen, I get it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Queen Ellie says Michael Oliver will have a West Ham shirt under the ref's top. He probably will. Every other shirt apart from Tottenham, right? Every other shirt. Machina Joe says a well-known fact that Michael Oliver hates Everton. Good. Good. He hates Spurs as well. So he's going to struggle, isn't he? On Sunday. Jane's in saying good morning all. Morning, Jane. I hope you are well. Okay, talking to Pete. Pete saying good morning, Jane, as well. And Pete saying the bus thing didn't come from Spurs. It's Tottenham's idea, right? It's the club's idea. They want to make more money out of the club, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Wemba said you're absolutely right, Nigel, about Mark Falco Bilko, who did score some big goals for us, especially in Europe. Yeah, I remember the '84 quarter final against Bayern Munich. I believe, yeah, it scored a couple of goals. I think it was a couple of goals to get us through into the final after we lost in the God, what was it called? My stadium name's gone now, but they lost in Munich. And we went back to White Hart Lane, and Mark Falco saved the day and put us through. But yeah, loved him. Absolutely loved him. Rudo said, I really don't see how dragging up the past will help us on Sunday. We can reminisce on the past on Monday. Don't see how booing helps anyone. But to each your own. Constructive criticism, please. Okay. Rudolph, you're on one today, mate. You're on one today. I feel like I'm being told off every time you put a message in. I'm like, oh shit, do I read the next one? Because he might tell me off again. But okay, I get you. I get you. Carl says they should be doing a walk of shame into the stadium, not a bus parade. Absolutely. Absolutely, mate. I agree with you there. Absolutely agree. Scott Calvert's in. Big up, mate. Says morning nice do or die time Sunday. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely is. It is do or die time on Sunday. It's a massive, massive game for us. And let's hope we can get through. Guys, I'm going to go down the comments because I've got to pass you over to the 2 marks. Machina Joe says, Nige, them 2 goals that Barry scored against City were 2 easy tap-ins. That's true. That is true. Hectic's in. Big up, Hectic. London is red. It is at the moment. It's hard to say, but it is at the moment. Big up to you. Congratulations on the title win. Are we on telly Sunday? Yes, we are, Jane. I think they're showing all the games, but we are on telly Sunday, so strap in. Strap in for the ride. Razzle's in. Said morning nights, morning Razzle. I hope you're well, mate. Tricky's in as well. Says think Falco scored the winner against Bayern Munich on the way to. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, mate. Absolutely. Hotspur Flicks is in. He said, morning all. Good morning, mate. I hope you're well. And he said, I'm absolutely shitting it for Sunday. So am I, buddy. So am I. It's going to be a difficult afternoon for sure. And he says, drop the car. He wants out anyway. Plus, he's not good enough. Absolutely. Kate said, Nige could have got Lookman, but Lange did nothing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lookman could be in our squad now. He wanted to come. Razzle says, Jan Voigt and Lamela, I don't class as successful Argentine players. Lamela was an absolute legend for the club, mate. Absolute legend. But no, I get it. I do get it. Rudolph says, why is there a need to focus on Romero's absence in Argentina? He can't help us on the pitch, and he perhaps not even off the pitch. And he could be dealt with on Monday. Focus on who can help us on Sunday. Well, for me, mate, he's our captain. He should be there. Simple as that. He's our captain, and he should be there. But it is what it is. Guys, I am going to pass you on now to the 2 marks. Samuel, big up, mate. I hope you are well. Guys, I'm going to pass you on. Thank you so much for everyone who's come in to say hello, everyone who's come in to talk, whether it's good or bad. Listen, it's all good fun. We all love the club, right? We all love football. Guys, have a great day. And as always, come on, you Spurs.